Hello everybody, welcome to Dutchies in Ghana, where I visit people from my home country who also live in Ghana. And today's guest is Ileen. Hello.
Hi.
Thank you so much for inviting us into your home.
Sure, you're most welcome.
And you have a lovely, lovely apartment.
Thank you.
Do you consider yourself Dutch or Ghanaian?
I'm Dutch.
Still very Dutch?
Yes.
Okay.
I think my ways are getting more and more Ghanaian, but I do feel still like I'm from the Netherlands and I'm Dutch. So,
okay,
yes.
Dutch, sure. How long are you in Ghana?
My first time I came was in 2015.
Okay.
And then I was coming going for different jobs. And then since 2019, I'm here permanently.
Okay, very nice. So 2015 you first came, but why? Why did you come to Ghana?
So I studied African studies in Leiden University. And for my master's studies, I wanted to do a research on radio.
Okay.
And my French is not the best. So I thought I need to go to the English speaking.
Yeah.
And then my supervisor said, do you like the busyness of a city? Then maybe Accra is something for you. I never heard of Accra before.
Okay.
I mean, I knew about Ghana and everything, but I never really looked into it. And I was like, okay, why not? And then I actually ended up at City FM. So I worked on the City Breakfast Show, which was pretty crazy because there are like so many journalists and every day the news breaks. And it was really a great introduction into Ghana because every day there was a new news story.
Okay.
And for them, it was of course like common knowledge, but for me as an outsider and a foreigner, I was like, okay, so what does that mean? Like I could ask all these questions because one thing journalists really like to do is answer questions and also have discussions. So it was really a great introduction into
and a great
Ghana.
Integration, right? Because like radio is still very big in Africa.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It was really, really cool to see how they do it. And I think I've never seen a radio program in the Netherlands, but here in Ghana it's very much like on the go. So they go with the flow of the news stories, and if a news breaks, like everybody's running around to get all the information.
Very nice.
So it was very dynamic, very tiring because the morning show, it starts, I believe at the time it was before 6.
Okay.
So we had to go, like I had to leave the house by 5. And then before you finish, it's 10. And then the rest of the day you're in the newsroom till like 6 or something, and then you go home. So it's quite
long
days.
hours.
Yeah.
Okay. And for how long did you do that?
4 months.
Okay.
So it was a good introduction. And at the time I was staying at the University of Ghana, the campus. So on the one hand I was working for a very dynamic radio station, and on the other hand I had like the student life in Ghana, which was also very fun to meet a lot of people of my own age. Mixed, so there were a lot of Ghanaians, of course, but it was also a lot of international students at the time. So it was really a great start. So that's where I really enjoyed it. My first time here.
Okay, and then you went back and finished your studies, and
yes, and then so I wrote my research, and that was all wrapped up. But then there was another research, and I was supposed to go to Burundi, but then it wasn't safe there at the time. So they said there's a similar organization, but it's in Ghana.
Again, Ghana. Okay, that's so funny.
And then I was like, okay, then we're going back to Ghana, I guess. So I did that research. That was in cocoa. So then I went
for the cocoa farming.
So I did a research on like when cocoa farmers pass on their farm, what is important for them, like who do they inherit it to, and what is important in the person that's gonna take over. So I went from like a journalism in the middle of Accra, and then I went to a very small village around Bibiani,
quite
in the middle of nowhere, and it was such a whole other experience. But that's also Ghana. Ghana is so diverse. So it was really cool to experience that.
Could you adapt to both? I imagine you showering with a bucket.
Bucket shower, and there was no running water really. So toilets and everything was like also with buckets, and you couldn't go at night because there were a lot of cockroaches coming out of the thing. So these kind of things kind of throw you off, but you're just like, okay, this is what it is now. Like this is where I live at the moment, so let's just try to make it work.
Oh, that's really good of you.
Yeah, and in the weekends we sometimes we would go to Kumasi, so then we will explore a little bit there. So it was also nice to compare Accra and Kumasi and get a bit of the capital is very rushed. Everybody's always on the go. you know, the hustle is always here.
Yeah.
And Kumasi, I feel, is a bit more laid back. People
Yeah.
have time for you.
Yeah.
And my tree was pretty good there. And now
Oh,
in
wow.
Accra, it's
You
not really
forgot?
good. Yeah. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, when people see me, of course, they assume I don't speak Tree.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's difficult to practice because people start immediately in
Yeah.
English.
So you can speak some Tree.
Very small. Yeah,
Mhm,
it's
the
very
same?
limited. Sorry?
The same.
Mehoye.
Oh, very
North
good.
away.
Very good. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Pamidasi. Oh, wow. That's really
Yeah,
good.
So small.
Okay.
Yeah, but it can be better here.
Oh, sure, but it will come. It will
Yes,
come. It's not an easy language. I mean,
No,
I'm
it's
half
true.
Ghanaian. I've born and raised in. My dad wasn't really there, but even for me, picking up the tree is very difficult. So
Yeah.
I can imagine for somebody.
I feel that the Tree is, because it's such a tone language,
Mhm.
rather than, I feel Dutch is very like, when
Yes.
you read it, that's how you say it.
Exactly. Yeah.
But a Tree is like a difference in tone, and sometimes I
Yeah.
don't hear the difference in tone.
Yeah.
And then I
Yeah.
say
I have
it
that too.
in the past, or then I say it in the present, where
Yeah.
it's supposed to be the other way around.
Yeah.
So it
and
takes
even
a lot of-
if you take one small part out of the word, it's a whole nother thing.
Yes, and then
Yeah.
people are laughing and I'm like, oh, I said something, okay, you know,
Yeah.
and then I shy away from it a bit.
It's
but
normal. I have the same
yeah,
thing. Oh, then
so,
you're really trying. That's
I'm
good.
trying, yeah.
Okay. So then when the research ended from the cocoa, what happened then?
Yeah, so then I was in touch with the embassy here.
Okay.
And they were looking for a new intern.
Oh,
so I
okay.
was like, okay, I was planning to go back, but then that opportunity came up and I was like, okay, I don't think I will get this one again, so let me just do it. So then I extended my stay for another 6 months. And by then I already knew Kwame, so that was also nice because then we had a little bit more time because we were getting to know each other.
And Kwame is your
husband.
Yes, oh,
sorry.
very nice,
Yes.
very nice. But wait, Kwame works in radio, right?
He
So
used
did
to
you
work, yeah.
meet him in the first time you came?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Nice.
So we met the first time. So I was in the morning show. It was from 6 till 10. And then he was in the show after from 10 to 2. But most of the times, I was doing a lot of like observations. I was typing out what was happening while they were making the show. So most of the times when everybody left from the morning show, I was still typing out in the studio annex. And that's how we got talking.
Very nice.
At first we were just talking, we were friends. I mean, there was a connection, but I knew I would leave very soon. And I didn't want to spark anything that you cannot really like finish or like for 4 weeks and then what? Like I'm not that kind of person, I guess.
Yeah, I understand.
And then we didn't know if I would come back, but then the Burundi thing happened, so Burundi changed to Ghana, and then it was suddenly like, oh,
like, okay, you're still coming. Oh,
yeah. So
nice.
then we said, okay, let's have a proper date.
Okay.
To see, you know,
if the spark is still there.
Oh, very
nice.
So like no expectations. If it's not there, then we should just be honest and then we take it from there. But it was there.
Oh, very nice, very nice.
So yeah, after that.
So then you had the research of cocoa and then the internship.
Yes, at the embassy.
Okay,
yes.
and while all that time you were like having a relationship or getting to know each other.
Yeah. So I think we were already seeing each other during the research, but of course I wasn't based in Accra, so it was a bit like more calling and just talking. And then when I would visit Accra, I would see him, we would hang out.
Yeah.
And then I think it got more serious December. So between the research and the embassy transition, then we're like, okay, I think I want to try this. And I was a bit hesitant because I was like, if this is going to be long distance, I should still be able to want to do it. So for me, it's not only because we're in the same place, that's why we have a relationship. I really want to commit to it. So even if it becomes long distance, then
you were thinking about that possibility.
Yeah, so I took a bit of time. Kwame became a bit impatient, but
okay.
I was like, I want to really commit like fully, whatever like shape or how life will go. I want to do it with you.
Yeah.
So it worked because we're still here.
Yeah,
now we're married.
That is so nice.
Yes.
That is so nice. So could you tell me a bit more about then? Did you leave Ghana after the internship at the embassy? Okay.
I did because I had to graduate. So the research was part of graduation.
Okay.
And then so the embassy liked what I did for them. So they wanted me back, but then on a consultancy basis for about 6 months again.
Okay.
So that took a bit of time to graduate, and then I became came back for another half year.
Yeah.
So that was nice because in between we were doing long distance.
Yeah, yeah. But then you go back to your family and say, "Oh, I found my African organ." How
Yes.
did they respond?
It was they were in the beginning they were a bit like careful, like okay, like how serious, you know how parents are, like how serious is this?
Yeah.
Maybe it's just a fling.
Yeah.
But then later when they also saw how happy, you know, when we're on the phone, like
Yeah.
we're laughing, like
Yeah.
it was really, you could see that it was something special. So
Yeah.
then they were also curious, like okay, so when are we going to meet him?
Yeah.
And my mom and sister came at some point, and then they also met him. So
Yeah.
I think that also helped for the rest
Yeah.
of the family to
Yeah.
like, okay,
To
we
cool
met
and
him,
to
and
yeah.
he's cool. And we spent a day in Abri actually,
Okay.
picnicking and walking around the garden. So that was really nice.
Very
Yeah.
nice. Okay.
Yeah.
And then fast forward, how long are you here now? Like really based and living in Ghana?
So since 2019,
Okay.
because then I got a job here at the Ghana Netherlands Business Council.
Okay.
So it's like the Chamber of Commerce for the Dutch in Ghana. So we facilitate trade between Ghana and the Netherlands.
Okay.
We have all kind of projects, and I'm a project manager there.
Very nice.
So that's what I've been doing since 2019.
Okay.
Yeah, that made me come back.
Yeah. And did you get married in Ghana or in the Netherlands?
Good question. We got married in Ghana first.
Okay.
So we didn't do a big wedding. It's not something we really, that's not us. So we went to the courthouse with our witnesses, and
Yeah.
then later in the evening we had a dinner.
Nice.
And the plan was to do a similar small setup than in the Netherlands. But then COVID came.
COVID messed up so many things.
So
yeah.
we were like, okay, let's hold on, because for us, when you're celebrating something with face mask and distance, it takes away the joy a
Yeah,
bit.
sure.
So we're like, okay, let's wait, for how long we don't know, but let's hold on a bit and see when we can do it.
What life brings.
Yes.
Yeah.
But,
Okay.
yeah.
Very nice. So basically, you're here for already like 2 years almost permanently. Right?
Yes.
Okay. So what's it like to be the minority instead of the you blend in with? Here you're an exception, and in the Netherlands you are just Dutch.
I think.
So what does that change like?
It's a big change. I think people underestimate it. Ghana made me very aware of my appearance. So, I mean,
in a bad or a good way?
More like how to say. I think, I don't know if it's good or bad. It's more like I know how I come across. So I'm white, I'm female, I look European, and I'm very tall. So all these things play a role whenever I have an interaction with somebody.
With somebody, how? How so?
I mean, I'm all bruni.
Okay, yeah, we hear that word always.
So they're always like, when I go running from time to time in the neighborhood, I get shouted things.
Yeah.
People, you know, from cars, they're honking. Like, it's in the Netherlands when I run, nobody minds.
Nobody does that. Yeah,
I love that, because running is my time to just focus and run. But here in Ghana, there are a lot of distractions. So I think.
But when they honk and when they shout, is it positive or negative?
Honestly, I don't really like it, because I'm just doing my thing, and then people keep like asking your attention. Yeah, which I get because I stand out. But at that, for example, when I'm running, it's not necessarily something I'm fond of. I just want to do my own thing. Yeah, but I do get it because I stand out. I don't look like everybody else here, so that does spark a reaction from time to time. So you can't really blame people. So it's part of reality here. So you just have to make the most of it. That's what I try to do.
Yeah. Okay. And if you can take one thing from the Netherlands you would like to bring to Ghana, what would that be?
Oh, my friends and family,
sure,
of course.
I understand that. Yeah.
I wish I had a private jet to fly
to just
them
fly
in.
back and forth. Yeah.
So that's my first thing that comes across. From Netherlands to Ghana, I was actually thought you would ask it the other way around.
I'm going to ask you, yeah. So what is the other way around? Okay,
Sure,
what would you bring?
from Ghana to Netherlands.
Yeah.
I feel in Ghana what I really like is that people keep an eye on each other. Mm-hmm. So I remember I was in Netherlands in February, and I had these huge suitcases, and I went by train from Schiphol, from the airport to where I had to go. Yeah. But it was, like, I had too many suitcases. Mm-hmm. I had to bring presents and stuff, so it was a lot. Yeah. And I barely, because when you get out of the train, you can only take one suitcase, otherwise you will tumble over. Yeah. And I was struggling. Clearly,
nobody helped you.
Nobody helped me.
Wow.
And I was so sad. I was like, in Ghana, like, people
everybody
would
have come and
everybody
help.
would have come, like, because we care in a way. Like, we want you to, you know, have a nice transition, and people try to support each other in small bits they can. So that's definitely something. Oh, I know what I would bring from Netherlands to Ghana. Okay. The green spaces. Yeah. So I feel in Netherlands we have like we have a lot of green spaces in parks or gardens, or even just in the city, like how the streets are organized. And here in Accra it's like a concrete jungle.
Yes, everything is tile.
Yeah, everything. Yeah. And sometimes I really miss that. Especially in the weekends, because during the week I'm busy, I'm at my computer, like I'm moving around town, so it's quite hectic. And I really love in the Netherlands to take a walk around the block, or just to, you know, be outside for a little bit. Yeah. And here, of course, I go running and I go outside, but it's not necessarily to chill in the park or relax. So I miss these little green hubs. Yes, you can go, you know, out of town, like Okobite or Abri, but you're not going to do that every weekend.
Yeah, it takes a lot of time.
Too much of a hassle. Yeah, like coming and going. Yeah. So the green spaces, that would be really nice.
I can imagine. Yeah. Okay. So if you look at yourself and your situation in 5 years, what would your life look like?
Oh, good question. Or actually, Kwame and I always have a dialogue, because he really likes the Netherlands. Okay. I also like the Netherlands, but I feel like I'm still being challenged here. So I'm still growing in Ghana. You know, I'm out of my comfort zone here more. So I feel like I'm more growing into, you know, what's my potential in a way.
Okay. How do you feel like you're growing?
In Ghana, you never know what you're going to get in a day. But Netherlands is or at least in my environment, everybody was always planning everything. So you kind of knew in the morning how your day is going to look like. But here, I feel people keep a bit of space for uncertainty. And in a way that's bad, because of the system is not working, the roads are bad, etc., etc. So that I agree, but it's also nice because you keep space for the unexpected. So if you bump into somebody, you will definitely have time to catch up a little bit. It keeps a bit more of the magic inside your day. Because I might run into you somewhere, and then we can quickly grab a coffee, and I can just let my next appointment know, like, oh yes, I'm on my way, but I ran into Anna. Yeah. So let me just, you know, have a drink with her, then I will come. Yeah. So that's what I really like. As they say, like, by God's grace, I'll be there. Like we don't control everything. And in Netherlands, it's very about control. Like, you know, when the train comes at 6:06, you'll be in Amsterdam by 6:18. Yes. And then you need to be at the station. And here you just go a bit more with the flow. So you're also more in tune with, okay, how do I feel? What do I want? You can tune in a little bit more.
Yeah, I think you said it beautifully, that you leave space for the magic.
Yeah, that's what I really like here. And that's what I miss a little bit in Netherlands, because everything is already planned. So I need to decide today if I want to have a dinner with my friends in 3 weeks. And I was just like, I don't even know what I'm doing tomorrow. Like,
yes, I have the same thing.
Yeah, so that,
But was it difficult to adapt for you in like the first few weeks that you were here?
In Ghana?
Yeah.
Yes, I think the biggest thing is like the perception of time. So in Netherlands we have very linear time. So we do this, then this, then this. But in Ghana it's more flexible time. Time is a flexible concept. So that I had to get used to that. And I feel the Dutchies are very I don't want to generalize, but in general, they are very task oriented. So, for example, we could meet for an assignment or work. We don't really have to talk about who you are or who am I. We're just going to get going on what we need to do. We need to get it done.
Sure.
Well, here in Ghana, it's about the relationship. So who are you and how's your family and where are you actually from and how was traffic and how has your day been so far? And I can understand that people see that as it can get frustrating, especially if you need to get things done. But what I like is that Ghana shifted my focus a bit more from the what, so what do I want to do, to how do I want to do it. And if you have a bit more time to get to know the person you are in an Uber with or in a Bolt with, or even like in restaurants and everything, you have small chats, it makes it nicer. Like you get a little bit of, okay, who are you, who am I? And also in work, I have a lot of friends who I got to know through work. But because it's not only work,
it's more.
They're becoming my friends.
Yeah, that is
and
so
that's
nice.
That's very valuable. That it grows into something else. So I really like the relationship-based focus. So that gives also a nice perspective, a different perspective.
Very nice. So if you had to explain to somebody who is in the Netherlands who has never traveled and never been outside of Europe, and you explain life in Ghana, how would you do that?
It's so difficult because I've tried so many times with my friends, and they're like, yeah, but what is so nice about it then? It's so hard.
What kind of questions do they ask you?
It depends. It depends a bit on what they know about Ghana. Also, their perception of the continent of Africa is also often a starting point. If people really don't know anything, they really think that there's nothing here in Accra. Which is of course not true. It's a very modern city, but people just have this image that it's
I think most
outdated.
people have a different or maybe a changed perspective about Africa because they only see the negative in the media. The media only shows the negative, so we can't blame them. But like for instance, I have questions when we first came, like, no, don't go. Maybe your child will die from malaria. What are you going to drink? And what did they use for transport? Stuff like that. Did you have this type of crazy question?
I mean, people assume all kind of things. Like, exactly where you're gonna live. Is it gonna be safe? I'm like, is Amsterdam always safe? It's not. So, you get a lot of questions, a bit of the silly questions. And sometimes I get a bit annoyed because we live in the 21st century. Everything is on the internet. I mean, look at your videos. If you Google Ghana, you will see exactly what's happening here through your videos. So there's not really an excuse
to still be that.
And I also don't know from every country anything, but I try to not to assume too much and just be curious. Like, okay, so what's it like? But how living in Ghana is like, I think the unexpected element I really like. So I can wake up and then, or in the weekend, and like I have nothing planned, but one way or another, like a friend will call or somebody's like, I'm going to do this, do you want to come? Or last night I got a text, we're going to do a small garden party tomorrow, are you coming? So I'm going there after this. So it's nice how it's not so planned, it's go with the flow. You have a lot of different people, you have a lot of sporty people, a lot of sport clubs here. So you'll find kind of your tribe of things to do. And that's nice. I do think that it's not always easy to build your life from scratch. Because when I came here, I didn't know a soul. So that was difficult. But so you really have to, you will be confronted with yourself and your own assumptions and how you're navigating things. So that's, I think that made me stronger as a person. I got to know myself better and also, how I do things. But it's difficult. Friendships take time. I'm sure you've also noticed that. And in Netherlands, you have friends for like 20 years, 25 years. So I think the trick is also not to compare it too much. So you're starting, don't compare your friend back home
to your friends
here because it's a whole other
new situation.
And then intercultural things are also different. I'm quite direct. People have to get used to that a bit. I will tell you how I feel in a respectful way, but I'll still tell you because you're my friend. That's friendship, right? So that's something that also has to grow a little bit. But I'm very grateful for the people I've met here. But it takes time to build your life.
Yeah. So would you say Ghana is home now?
Yes. It is.
That is very nice.
I feel, it's difficult sometimes because you will always miss something. So when I'm here, I'll miss the Netherlands. And when I'm in the Netherlands, I miss Ghana and the people here. But I'm trying to look at it from a perspective that's like, but I have two homes. That's such a blessing, right?
Yes,
there are two places in the world where I feel at home. That's such a blessing. Instead of looking at, I'm always missing something. Yes, of course, because you love the people there too and here as well. So it's like a double home, and I'm very grateful for that.
Very nice.
Very
nice. Okay, Ileen, thank you very much for having us.
Of course.
And if you'd like to see more of Ileen and her husband, you can visit Osai Kwame, because your husband has a YouTube channel.
Yes.
And we were trying to incorporate you too, right?
So I'm not a natural person who would like to be at the front stage.
Okay, Kevin wasn't too.
Yes.
You'll get
so
there.
I'm like Kevin. I feel him.
Oh, nice.
But I'm trying to embrace it a little bit more, because just as you are putting Ghana on the map and showing your life here, I think it's important for people to see, like, there are people like us living here. There are Dutchies in Ghana, there are Dutchies all over the world, and it's possible to build a very, great life somewhere else. So I also think it's important to kind of show that.
I think you should.
So I used my small, humble YouTube vlogs for that.
Oh, good. Very good. I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for having us. Nice to meet you too.
Thank you.
Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and see you in the next visit. Bye, guys.